Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing well. So a bit of a change in my usual lessons. Usually I'm doing the microbiology and biochemistry, etc. So I'm uploading this video today to talk about some tips for students that are at university and college, because as you know, university and college life can be very stressful. People struggle with deadlines, etc. Struggle for the future when what they want to do, what they want to think about, etc. The things that they're looking to do and how they can move forward and what happens if you get challenges. So in this video, hopefully it won't be too long, but I'm going to go through some very useful tips that I've learned over my years. Because I've been in university, I was in university, at least 10 years, I think, and I've completed my PhD. So I've seen it all. Did the undergraduate side, did the college side, did the master's side, did the PhD side, did the staff side, etc. So I'm hoping this video will be very useful to the people that are listening, and I hope it will help someone at least, even if it helps one person, that will be mission accomplished. So these are a list of things that I'm going to talk about during this video. So there's manage your time, stay on top of your deadlines, work smart, not hard, use past papers, review your work, learn how to reference, network, extracurricular activities, and don't waste time. So I'm going to go through each one bit by bit and explain in more detail. So firstly, with regards to managing your time, so it's something I've seen over the years, right, that a lot of students end up cramming a lot of deadlines in a small period of time. And one of the reasons is because unfortunately people do have very poor time management skills. And what I mean by that is I'm going to give an example from my masters, right? When I was doing my masters in biomedical science, I was one of the few people, me and my friends, who when we got an assignment, we had planned it as to when we would get it done, when it was due. So, give you an example, in the university trimester, there's 12 weeks. So in a university trimester, there's 12 weeks, as I was saying. And in those 12 weeks, you've got the week one, week two, week three. I think the week one also before that is a consolidation week. So you see the timetable and you get given the module descriptors and everything that's coming through and what to do. So a good idea, firstly, is to read through that and have a look at what's going on in your module. So every university in the UK has a module descriptor that you can find online and what's going to be in that module, how you'll be assessed, whether it'll be exam, whether it'll be a class test, etc. So during my masters, I had a lot of assignments, but what I noticed was at the start was all of them were due in week 12, right? Week 11, week 12, some even in January, but they were being issued at different stages. So one was being issued at week one, second was being issued at the end of week one, third was being issued week three, week four. Now, unfortunately, what a lot of us tend to do is that we just like, oh, we've got to week 12, we'll just leave it, we'll leave it. I don't think that's a good idea. I think what you should do is see when you get an assignment, go home, look at it, understand what you need to do, and plan for it, what you need to do. What I would do is during my masters and my undergrad is I would do maybe like a bit every day when I had time, like even a paragraph, or I was writing an essay, or like doing taking time to like just even like 15, 20 minutes to see if I could add in a wee reference. And you know what I found? See, when I did that, by the time it was week 12 and revision time, a lot of my cohort, they were struggling with like so many deadlines and just like, oh, I've got this to do, I've got that to do. But I was sitting there doing revision and I had a lot of free time. And people were saying to me, they were like, how did you do that? And I was like, it's because when the assignments came, I didn't let them get on top of one another, if you know what I mean. It's like, say for instance, if you're in debt, right, and you owe like £20, then suddenly you take out more, and then you owe 30, then you take out more and you owe 40, but you're not paying any of that back. That's what I used to do. I used to make sure that assignments I stayed on top of so that by the time it came to the exam revision week, I would have lots of time to study, you know? So that's one thing I would say about managing your time and staying on top of your deadlines. The next point I want to move on to is about working smart and not hard. So obviously I don't say don't work hard, right? But what I mean by work smart is see when it comes to these examinations and these essays, look at what the questions are asking you in the past papers, and look at what the essays are asking you. You know, look at the question and look and understand what is it you're being asked to do and what is it you're asked to know. So a lot of people see when you see these learning outcomes. I've had undergraduate students say to me before, what's the point of a lecturer having learning outcomes? And I say, listen, the lectures that you get and the learning outcomes, they're basically everything you need to pass the exam. Because at the start of every lesson, they'll have the learning outcomes, what you're expected to know. And nobody's expecting you to know full papers off the top of your head and like a whole books chapter off the top of your head. Well, see those learning outcomes and what's in the lecture is very important. So look at those learning outcomes and see what is expected of me in this lesson. And definitely the night before you go to a lecture, download the lecturers usually have the presentations downloaded in advance. Have a look. Have a look at your MySpace if you're at Strathclyde, Glasgow. I think it's Moodle they use, is it? I don't know anymore. It's all changed these days. And look at that and like see what it is going to be covered in the next class. And then see when you get home, make time, even just like 20, 30 minutes, refresh what you learned that day, keep it fresh in the mind. Like that way when you go home you can sit there, you can be like, okay, I learned this today, right? And on top of that, if you're on top of that, like I was saying, see when it comes to exam time, if you know your stuff and you've got your assignments cleared, then what you can do is you can make sure that, hold on a minute, now I've got time to do extra research on these topics in case it comes in the exams. I definitely do look at reading papers and all that and find areas that interest you and something that you're going to be fascinated by. That's always a good idea. I've written here as well, use past papers. Now a lot of the universities do have past papers available. The reason I say use the past papers is because the past papers do give you an idea of how to prepare and what's going to be in the exam. Because remember, anything that you're studying, anything that you're assessed in your presentations and your coursework, etc., any of that can be examined, just the topics, etc. So use the past papers, get an understanding of what they're looking for, and even the past papers, they'll give you an answer, they'll give you an expectation of the depth of answer that's required. So see if you see something that's got like 1 mark next to it, you're going to understand it's something short. But see if it's got something like 5 to 10, you're going to understand there's a few points that needs to be covered. Um, I talked before about reviewing your work already. So yeah, definitely review your work that you're doing. Go along at each night at the end of each lesson. Take some time, review what you've learned that day, and keep on top of it. That's one thing I will say again. Keep on top of your work. That way you won't get stressed, etc. I've got another video in my channel called How to Reference Properly and how to do Harvard referencing. But this is very important key marks that can make a difference between an A grade and a B grade. See, I don't know if a lot of the students have seen the university marking criteria, but every university has a marking criteria as to what each section gets. So say for instance, references is allocated 20%, your introduction is allocated 10%, sometimes 5, abstract, your materials and methods, whatever section it is for whatever subject, you've all got different areas, right? But see your referencing, it will say there, outstanding referencing, no mistakes, minor errors, very good referencing. This is easy marks to pick up if you keep on top of it. Like your grammatical errors, your proofreading, your all this stuff actually matters, to be honest. I know it sounds like, oh right, okay, it's boring, I'm going to have to use Microsoft Editor, etc. Sorry, Microsoft, what do you call it? Spell check, and it'll go through and all that. But always double check and make sure your references are the correct format and it's done in the way they've asked you to. Because otherwise, that is what makes the difference between a pass and a fail sometimes for some people, or even like an A grade and a B grade. So that's moving on from the academic side of stuff. So I'm going to now move on to the thing about networking. So this is something that I learned the hard way myself, and so did some of my colleagues. But networking is very, very important. I would not suggest it's a good idea to stay just within your cohort. Definitely go out and meet different people from different places, different degrees, etc. Because after all, in the future, you need a job, you need a favour. These are the people you want to go to, these are the people you want to interact with in life, etc. And the best way is get to know people. get to know, go to the different societies, go to different meetings, sign up for the faculty reps, the class reps, etc. You know, like if you're in a class rep, so I used to be class rep and faculty rep, and these are very good positions to understand how the system works, etc. Definitely go in, get network with people, get to know different people, etc. And also go to events. See if you get all these like pharmaceutical events or like open days or like what like different meetings or presentations. Attend, talk to people. Do you know what I mean? Because I'll tell you what, something right. Someone you meet at an event is more likely to give you a job later on down the line, right? If, say, for instance, a university lecturer or someone working for a company, see if you impress them at a recruitment day or you chat to them at an event, and they'll be like, yeah. So I know some people, right? I can vouch for this. I know some people who have genuinely got jobs because they went to these events, chatted to professors, chatted to like senior managers, etc. You know, and they've remembered them and said, "I want you to apply." They've ended up with good posts. You know, so definitely network and get into it and make sure you speak to people and you get out of your comfort zone. Another important one I'm going to talk about is extracurricular activities. So with regards to extracurricular activities, definitely get involved, guys. Like I know some people like are shy and they don't want to do this stuff, but find something that you're passionate about. Get involved in your societies. Get involved in doing stuff. So like I used to be president of Postgraduate Society, and I was president of Strathclyde Food Sharing Society as well. I also had other committee positions, and this stuff actually helps with your mental health. It takes you a break away from studying, you know, and play sports, you know, join the sports union, join the clubs, etc. Uh, get out, go out with friends, etc. Do stuff that makes you happy. You know, it's all about balancing your workload. Like university life, yeah, it's tough, but you should have fun as well. You know, nobody's sitting there saying that, oh, you just need to study all the time. You know, like credit to medical students. I'll tell you this right now. I know students that study medicine. I've seen their timetables and it is crazy mad, but somehow they always find time to sit down and do like sports activities, do stuff, go like hill walking, etc. You know, time to enjoy and all that. You know, definitely get involved in these extracurricular activities. Be sociable as well. Once again, network. Go to other universities. Get to know people from other universities as well. Find out, make connections because making connections is what will get you places as well in the future. Because if you don't, then what happens is, see, when you go to an interview, yeah, you'll get classed on merit as well. But if someone's already met you before and they know what you're like, we're fantastic for you. The amount of people I've seen over the years that have got jobs that not based on just grades, but because they've actually went out there and put themselves out there. People are like, oh yeah, I know you were at so and so event. Oh yeah, I know you from there. Right, okay, yeah, you did that paper, you were at that conference. One of my friends recently, he got a job offer in Argentina and another place as well, purely because he was chatting to the person at a conference, scientific conference, and the woman in question was like, "Oh, I like you," and then later on, she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you know that come to Argentina, you know." So this sort of stuff does count, to be honest, you know. And he didn't even apply, to be honest. He wasn't even interested in applying, but she contacted him. So definitely, these companies and that, when you go to these open days and these recruitment days, etc., go in there and chat to the managers, make an impression. You know what I mean? Ask questions. And the final thing I'm going to say is please, under no circumstances, waste time. Now, what I mean about wasting time is procrastination, right? Please don't sit there and be like, I'll do it later. Yeah, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'm telling you, this will only cause you more stress. Get on top of your work, manage your time, right? Keep good to your connections, and also stay up. Make a good timetable for yourself that suits you. As in, like, I know a lot of students like to do the nightlife and all that, you know, and they like to sleep late and all that. But definitely, if you sleep early and wake up early, it is so productive early morning. There's a whole different feeling after that. Yeah. So these are some more tips that I'd like to give some students for dealing with university life. If there's anyone that wants further information, how to deal with how to deal with other stuff, etc., definitely please get in touch in the comment section. Drop me an email, dnabiomatrix at gmail.com. If you've got my number, if you've got my contact details, feel free, drop me a text, WhatsApp, whatever, have a chat, and I can give you guidance on what to do etc. in different situations. And if you're struggling with problems of like how to approach supervisors and how to approach like lecturers, if you're not sure about stuff, feel free and I'll also be happy to deal with that as well. Yeah. But anyway, I hope this video has been very useful to at least one person anyway. Yeah. And thank you very much for listening. Right. Thank you. Bye bye.